Hello, YouTubers. Lost Trader 78 here with DRAM. If you're new to the channel or you've been a lurker or creeper, we're going to give you a little background on us. This video did come later in the series, as it never really occurred to us that maybe we should do a video about how we got into gaming and things like that. A little background information on ourselves, what we do, what kind of stuff we like, things like that. So I'm going to lead off. I grew up in basically the Nintendo era. We did have an Atari when I was younger, but I was probably about 4 or 5. Didn't care for it too much. Like Pac-Man, Galaga, things like that. But didn't like E.T. and, well, of course, nobody liked E.T. But, like Indiana Jones. I didn't really care for Pitfall either. Pretty much it was just Donkey Kong, Galaga, and Pac-Man. That's about all I played. Combat a little bit in boxing. But anyway. But my nom de plume was definitely Nintendo. That's when I grew up. That whole entire era introduced a whole new world of gaming to me. Now my favorite genre is definitely role-playing. And the game that got me into that, and I'll talk about this in some other videos, but hopefully you're watching this video first, but is Dragon Warrior. Love the game, got me into role-playing big time. And then, of course, Zelda came along, got me into action role-playing, and then Final Fantasy, and, pretty much Crystalis, games like that, really got me hooked on the role-playing genre and the action role-playing genre. Again, like I said, that was my favorite type, even to this day. I love plenty of role-playing games. I even buy systems just for that. I bought my original Wii just for the Twilight Princess. I had a GameCube, could have bought it for the GameCube, but I was like, what about for the GameCube? It's dying. So while everybody was camped out at GameStop, I got lucky that year. At our exit, which is Hudson Bridge, they had opened a brand new GameStop, and it literally opened up 5 days before the Wii came out. Well, because it was so new, it was still included with the pre-shipment from Nintendo, so they got their 7 systems still. But there was no pre-order on them. Nobody could buy them. Well, of course, the people that work there, of course, wanted theirs and all that. But I lined up. There was only 2 people in line, and I was one of those. And I got lucky because Jenny had went around, and she went to a couple other Best Buys and everything. I mean, they were lined like down the neighborhood, and they only got like 7 to 10 per store. I think Best Buy only got like 12 to a store. But there, yeah, they weren't pre-sold. So I was able to get my Wii and my Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, which literally went straight home, played it non-stop for about a week, I guess, and then I finally beat it. So really, really enjoyed the game. It was really good for the Wii. We struggled a lot, but there's pretty good role-playing games on the Wii. Nowadays, like I said, I'm more into the turn-based strategy role-playing games, but a lot of that stuff isn't like that. I'm one of the 5 people in the world that's not excited about the remake of Final Fantasy VII for the PS4, but that's because I love the original. But I love all the original Final Fantasies up until about 10, which is when we got on PlayStation 2. I didn't care for those. I didn't like I like the turn-based. You move up, you do your thing, you move back. Move up. This here, it's kind of more like animated. Yeah, I like the old school. But anyway, so. Real quick rundown of the systems I own. It would be easier to tell you what I don't own. Now, I own, we'll start with Nintendo. I own Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube, 64, Wii, Wii U, 3DS, DS, SP. Own every model of Game Boy made. Some is collectors, some are just to play, things like that. Microsoft, I own all the systems except for the Xbox One. And actually, I had one I just sold that was new, but my brother has an Xbox One. I didn't see a need for me to need one. So, PlayStation the same way. I have everything except a PSP. I sold my PSP, but we have the PlayStation 1, the 2, I got a Slim, I got a Fat, I got about 4 or 5 threes. They all have the yell out of death, except for the one that I'm using here, which is my Slim. Then I got a PS4, got a Vita, which Andrew uses, and he loves playing his Minecraft on and everything. And then, we've got all the accessories for all that stuff. You can connect, PlayStation camera, things like that. Wii U, we have the Pro Commander controllers. My 360 is actually a Star Wars 360. Comes with a gold C-3PO thing, which, you know, I love collecting things like that. This is some of the stuff that I collect. Obviously, you can tell I'm a big Zelda fan. This isn't really nothing compared to what I have over there, but that's kind of a whole other video when I do a game room tour. My walls and stuff, I have limited edition posters that you can only get through Club Nintendo, things like that. Definitely a collector first, a reseller second, and only resell to buy more junk. Like the Xbox One, I'll take the cash. I'm sure that I resold to it, that I resold for. I'm sure it'll go back in the game. I'm actually thinking about getting a Virtual Boy. Me and David really want one of those pretty bad. And we want a TurboGrafx 16 too, but TurboGrafx is a little bit out of my league of what I want to pay. I think the minimum ones that we've seen is, what, about $130 online? Yeah, now, we did find one at a flea market. Yeah, we found one at a flea market for $100, but my principal's wanting me to buy it because I don't like the guy who's selling it. I know that sounds petty, but he's a very cutthroat reseller, jacks prices up. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against anybody making money or anything, but when you pay $5 for something and then you sell it for $150, and you won't cut another gamer a break or someone else who you know wants it, which was the situation with me. He knew I wanted something one time, and he literally bought it for $5, and he wanted $150 for it. Offered him $100, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that's a nice jump, but I've cut him deals on a lot of things in the past. I sold him Disney Blu-rays cheap, like $5 a piece, knowing they go for like 15 to 20. I gave him deals on a top-loaded Nintendo one time that I had. I let him have for like $60, and he just wouldn't let it go. He was like, "No, sorry," and it's still in his case today for $150. But you know, again, this is one of the guys that still wants $80 for a used Wii, which is weird to me because most pawn shops have Wiis for $25 to $35. But not only that, but you go to GameStop and get a Wii for $79. It comes with some free games, and you get a warranty on it. You know, that's my whole beef with people who resell. You got to use GameStop as a reference, and you have to remember GameStop's comes with a warranty. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's only 30 days, but still, it's a warranty. You know, especially if I'm spending $200-300. Like this guy was selling an Xbox One on one of the for sale sites for $320. I'm like, well, that's what it is at GameStop. I'm like, well, you don't have to pay tax. Okay, I get that you don't have to pay tax, but I get a warranty with the one at GameStop. There I don't. Now, if you were selling it for $275, that's a whole other story. I might take a chance because, you know, you're talking $50 difference. But anyway, totally rambling off subject there. But I've been a gamer all my life. I've worked at various game stores. My claim to fame was Microplay, which is a very small chain here in America. It was franchise-based. Here in America it was. The original chain was based in Canada. And I think the main store's in Alberta, if I remember correctly. But they franchised out. I worked at the Morrow location. There was a Norcross location. There was a Peachtree Shitty location. There was Riverhale. I call it Reeferdale, but yeah. That's where David worked at, and I worked at Morrow. And that's how we met, strangers passing in the night. Actually, no, we didn't. I think you came over to our store and you moonlighted with us for a little bit.
Yeah, before Riverdale opened, they sent me to your store to train a little bit, learn the
That's what it was. That's what it was, yeah. And some of my friends know Big Robert and all that, but he worked with us for a little bit. That's where I met him at. And so, you know, I met a lot of good people through Microplay. And a lot of times, you know, people don't listen to me on a lot of things, but I had a guy who ran me down one day, and he was like, "Man, you stopped me from buying a Jaguar one day." And he's like, "Man, I'm forever appreciative of that." Things like that's what really makes me feel good about doing that job. I ain't gonna lie, I really miss it. Now, I like what I do now. Go out, pick, things like that. You know, build my collection up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you look up here, if you look, this Super Nintendo's complete box. It's a Mario World set. I actually picked that up at a yard sale. It is going in my, it's going on, obviously it's already up there, but it's going to be, I don't have one in the box, so it's going to be my collector one. I only gave $40 for it, and it's about a $125 plus on eBay, boxed like that. But the system looked really good, other than the bottom doing the whole traditional Super Nintendo yellow. But what'll probably happen is, later on in the future, I'll end up picking up a solid gray system that's probably in mint condition or something like that. I'll just swap the systems out. The controllers are mint, all the cords are mint, Mario World's mint, so I'll end up swapping that out. But again, like I said, you know, I own about every system made. Sega's the same way, Genesis. I don't have a Sega CD right this second. I sold the one I had, but I do have a Genesis. I 32X, Dreamcast, Saturn, Game Gear. I've got a Nomad somewhere, but honestly, I don't know where it's at. It's in one of the boxes from where we moved, which is sad because the Nomad's pretty popular. But anyway, like I said, the only system I really don't own is the Jaguar set, the Jaguar CD, Virtual Boy, the TurboGrafx stuff, and a Neo Geo. But other than that, I own everything else. And then also I have upstairs, I got a 3DO. I found my 3DO, my FZ10. They made 3 models of that, the FZ1, the FZ10, and then the 3DO. They made a Gold Star 3DO. But anyway, like I said, I'm just a collector who likes to resell to buy more stuff. Again, just a little background on myself. If you have any questions, anything specific, growing up in this era, I pretty much played about every game system known to man. Pretty much played about every game known to man, including Nintendo. At one time, my Nintendo game collection was at 646 games. But I ended up selling that, which a lot of you know if you've watched some of the other videos. I'm back to rebuilding that. But again, like I said, just a little history on myself. I'm going to turn it over to DRAM here, and he's going to taunt me with his Rob the Robot.
Yeah, that's right. My name is David. I go by DRAM. That is my PlayStation Network name. Most of you will know me because I get called the monkey all the time because on my Grand Theft Auto character, the guy does wear a monkey mask, and I go around terrorizing everybody. Like Randy said, I started out working for Microplay. I tried to stay in that branch of working for a while. I went to work as a manager for Hollywood Video. You leave my uniform alone.
Sorry, I remember the tuxedo.
Anyway, I went to work for Hollywood Video where I tried to expand and help them grow their gaming category there. Was able to bring in a few items that they weren't going to carry to begin with and got that done.
Cumberbund.
Yeah. And after that, I went to work for Blockbuster for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot I worked there too. My bad. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did the Game Rush at Stockbridge. They
Yeah.
needed a gamer, and it was horrible because they knew nothing about gaming. So
Nope.
I did that for a little bit.
But Blockbuster just wasn't my cup. Nothing as far as the fun-wise really amounted to working for Microplay. Because it wasn't just a job, it was a hangout for people. I mean, you knew just about every customer by name. I mean, it was just a fun place to be. People would come in just to tell you stories about their gaming.
Oh, you miss Shag?
No. We had the one customer, the boy, well, he was probably about 14, 15. He was legally blind, and his mother would bring him in the store. He would play role-playing games and have his mother read him what the thing said, and he would play through her eyes, and I thought that was really cool. Even though being almost blind, he was still able to enjoy the games. Other things I've done, like Randy said, I've owned just about every system that there was. I repaired game systems. I actually modify my controllers for Xbox. I modify, make my own buttons for the controllers. They're 9mm bullet casings, and I do my own paint jobs and everything for it. But other than that, like I said, we've been throughout the years through this thing. I mean, the ups, the downs, video games, just about everything we've done. And hopefully this is just the start of something. Hopefully down the road we will bring our own form of Microplay back to life in this. And it will be, I guess it's going to stay the Game Slayers. I don't know if that's...
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it's something name that we've used. Also, coming up with our videos next weekend, hopefully, we will start seeing a little bit different. We are trying to get some Game Slayer shirts made just to be a little more, what's the word I'm looking for, uniform, I mean,
Yeah,
unison
something
in
like that.
what we're doing. But I mean, just to show...
We want to look professional.
Yeah, you know, cummerbund. Keep up with it.
He's going to get to wear the tux.
No, I might wear the bow tie, but no. Other than that, my favorite games, 2D side-scrolling games. My love for Mario will always be. I mean, in some of the later videos, you can see where, like I said before, I've gone through Mario in 12 minutes. I'm still trying to get Randy to play against me, but we ain't got to do that yet.
That's a good idea. That's a good video.
You know, I've watched another one. It's wrestlers have done a game channel called Up, Up, Down, Down, which I thought was a cool name for the channel, too.
That's pretty cool.
But they do challenges, and whoever loses, like the last one, they had to do the cinnamon challenge, whoever lost the game. But it would be something I thought would be kind of cool to get into, doing a few challenges like that with our channel. And anything you guys want to add to it, I mean, you got ideas what you want to do, throw it in there. We'll throw Randy into the middle of it.
we'll add the Bree and Ash Slayers to it.
Yeah.
That's Ash, not Ass.
Other than that, what else? Like I said, looking forward, I really want to play Batman that's coming out. I think the game's going to be really good. The graphics are awesome, and it's the first mature-rated Batman game that's coming out.
It's already out.
Well, I'm talking about I don't have it yet.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's already out. But
and on a Batman-related note, they're coming out with the new Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover. Really nice. It's like the Turtles get sucked back in time, and they meet Batman. So I'm actually really excited about that. That don't come out until September. It's a comic series. But the problem with DC Comics and the problem with the Dark series like that is either they're really good or they're really bad.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's really good, but who knows? I never understood why they didn't cross the Turtles over with Daredevil, though.
Yeah.
Because that chemical that splashes and makes him blind is actually supposedly supposed to be the ooze that created the Turtles. And they both in New York City. I mean, it just makes logical sense they would have crossed over.
Yeah. And guys, first time we can get a video up that we can hit 50 likes on that video, or 50 views, Randy's going to let me tattoo him.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm going to get a tattoo of Sonic. Right here. After I put my shirt down. I don't like Sonic.
I was just kidding.
I would get a Yoshi, though. I like Yoshi.
What else was there? Things coming in the future, just better upgrades. Hopefully we'll get new equipment soon. Working on new editing.
Yeah, we're actually getting into the green screen era, hopefully. So we'll be able to green screen stuff behind us.
And then you have little lemmings running around behind us.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me started on lemmings. And then Deacon was like, I'm a floating head.
Yeah, there you go. You're going to get copyright busted.
Nah. Yeah, guys, we love a channel called The Game Chasers. They kind of do like what we do, except on a larger scale. And they're a lot cooler than us, but they hang out, they have fun, and that's what we want to get at. This past Saturday was our first time actually taking out his son and his girlfriend with us. We refer to them as Ash Slayer and Bree Slayer. But, they went out picking with us, and we had a good time. And just cutting up and acting a fool and stuff. And that's what we really do. We enjoy people watching our videos and all that, but we're not one of those people. Not saying that anybody else is, but we're not one of those groups that we just do stupid shit for likes and subscribes and stuff like that, because we're not. We do it because we enjoy it, we have fun doing it. That's why we're making this video, to give us a little background, to see that we're really down-to-earth people. We're not some corporate sellout people, because I've seen a lot of those game-picking channels and stuff. Now, the Game Slayers is the exception. I mean, the Game Chasers is the exception. I really like them, and then, of course, everybody they hang out with is pretty cool. Like Alpha Mega Sin, and their brother Dodongo is pretty funny, and all that stuff.
Angry Nerd.
The Angry Nerd, we like them. But some of those other channels are so fake. You can tell they're just doing it for likes and things like that. And then a lot of those picking channels, I feel it's like almost like Storage Wars was, where they were setting stuff up so they could find it and all this stuff.
How you gonna find a mint in box Virtual Boy in a dumpster, man?
Yeah, this is true. But then again, I ask myself, how do you find a Dino Peak at a game store that specializes in retro gaming? But it happens. So I'm not saying it's not real. But when you're consistently seeing something, like I'll never forget the thing for Storage Wars that did it for me was when it wasn't Daryl, it was the guy with his son. But he found a painting. Oh, maybe that is Daryl. But anyway, no, Dave Hester was like, yeah.
I know who he was.
No, it was Daryl. And the thing is with Daryl, he found a painting in a storage building that had $3,000 behind it. My thing is, why would you lose your storage bill with $3,000 in it? If you were going to lose the building, you at least went and got your money out.
Yeah.
But why not take some of that money and pay for your building? That's my whole thing. And I knew that. I said, and I used to love watching that show. And I was like, you know what? That's it for me. Yeah, I can't do this no more. So, but another thing on the horizon, we will be going to Dragon Con this year. We're also going to, Dave has a friend Alex that works for, is it AVA or is it?
AWA.
AWA, which is the animated show that they'll be having here. And so hopefully we'll be going, I know he'll be going to that. Hopefully I'll be going too. Like I said, we'll bring you videos of that. I actually have some sunglasses that have cameras put into them. So if they won't let us bring a video camera in, which I'm pretty sure they won't.
Spy.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't let us bring a video camera in, but I'll take these glasses in. Maybe we'll get lucky and they won't notice. Who knows?
All right. 2 questions real quick for Randy. Favorite game?
Zelda, Link to the Past.
Worst game?
Wow, there's a lot of those. It's tough to say. I would say the worst game for me would be... Whew, man. You would ask a good question. I'm not sure.
That's what I get the big money for.
No doubt. There's so many of them. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to narrow it down to one. Definitely Link to the Past is my favorite with Ocarina running up. Ocarina might actually top to my favorite, but it's between those two. But I'd say Link to the Past. But, yeah, worst game, probably Populous.
Yeah.
I hated that game. And I remember I was stupid. And it was used at a video game store for $25, back when all other used Nintendo games were like 40. I should have known then why it was so cheap. But I was like, man, I got $25, I'll buy this game. And it was downright horrible. And you know what? Yeah, that's my worst, because it made me angry. I spent my $25 on it. And I ended up trading it for, like, something on regular Nintendo to a friend of mine. And it wasn't even nothing good. It was like Ikari Warriors, which is actually a pretty decent game. Yeah, I take that back. It was a decent game. It was something like that. And then he was even more mad than me, because he was like, man, I didn't want a good Nintendo game. It's crappy Super Nintendo game.
Real quick, I know time is rolling on this video. We probably done hit 20 minutes. I want to go over one thing I seen in another video, and I can't remember who did it. They was talking about trademark video games, like restaurant, you know, like Burger King, Sneak King, or whatever that stuff. You remember?
Oh yeah, I was just watching a video on that today.
That might, whatever, someone. But they left out one, which I actually thought the game was actually cool. If any of you remember Yo Noid?
Yeah, Domino's.
I actually liked that game.
Had it right over there on Nintendo. And that was actually, I think, Alpha Omega that was talking about
It might have been, but they left out the Noid game.
Yeah.
And I even have Spy versus Spy for the, which was a mad.
Because they were talking about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because it was like the top 10 rarest games or something like that. And it was showing like two McDonald's. Well, oh, no, it wasn't Alpha Omega. It was somebody else random. Because at the beginning of the video that I watched, he had two pornographic games that were for Atari.
Which is Porky. Or no.
No. These
it was worse than Porky's.
Yeah, these came in a leather-bound case that you lost.
I seen it. I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, I can't either. But it was two of those, and then it showed the McDonald's ones.
Yeah.
Oh, and Alpha Omega. No. It was a guy named Dave or Steve. It was his game room tour.
That's
and
right.
Alpha Omega was with him when he did it. That's what it was. And he was showing them out, and he was showing his rare games and all that stuff. So, but yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, definitely. So,
I guess we better start cutting this thing off.
yeah. Guys, comment, like, subscribe. We love it. Ask us questions.
Yeah. See this video and that video.
Okay, that was the Andrew Slayer, as we like to call the Mini Slayer.
Yeah, and the name of my video is Toy Slayers.
Yep, he's going to make him a video for his YouTube page called Toy Slayer. We'll give you a link to that once we get it recorded and up and everything. He's really excited about that. So, but for so long, it's going to be Homework Slayer, because he's going to start going to school here soon. So,
Yay!
anyway, guys, like I said, like, subscribe. Please ask us questions in the bottom. You want to see a video, you want to see something review, you want to see some gameplay. Like I said, we have literally thousands and thousands of games from Atari on up to Xbox One and PS4. Be more than glad to record a couple of videos and everything. So check us out.
And join us next time for the Gamers Anonymous.
No doubt.